kingdom of the vampires, in which Dracula ruled supreme. The undead lords of all the land were held in high esteem. The human race were kept as thralls or meat in abattoirs. But greater evil yet still loomed, invading from the stars. It's the game of death and life. It's the battle in between. It's a time for knights and heroes. Immortal rising.
Once upon a modern time, in a little cul-de-sac, black characters from myth and rhyme decided to come back. They moved into a cuter house, they bought a boat and car, they got a job, they got a spouse, they're ready to go far. This modern life, with all its strife, is wilder than before. You won't forget the day you met the fables next door. You won't forget the day you met the fables next door.
It's a Critical Blast podcast with our special guest, Immortal Rising.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Love it.
Got people in the chat already. Wayne Klingman out there. Got to love the music. We do love the music.
It's nice having a nice audience. Thank you.
Yes, John Douglas. Hail and good evening. Well met, friend. Well met.
Yeah. What's up, John?
Aaron, how you doing, man?
I love the new intro. It's awesome. I don't know, what is that? Is that sounded like Dio? Is that a thing? Is it singing Immortal Rising? Is that AI? Are you messing with AI?
I mess with AI a lot, but here's the thing.
I know
that's my day job. I have to mess with AI.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's I'm a data scientist for not for 35 years, but I am now at the last part of my career.
Yeah.
or the current part, and we're using AI a lot. So I'm like, well, let RJ do it because he knows the art stuff and he knows the music stuff. So obviously the finance part should be real easy for him. Uh,
Well, I've heard that it'll be AI programs that change a lot of office work. So it won't necessarily
yeah,
be programmers. It'll be AI prompt makers or whatever. So
it will be, and it's gonna save a lot of time. I mean, one of the big things that banks look for is something called PII or PCI data, where they're like, hey, is this personally identifiable? Should this be masked? And
yeah,
the thing is, they've got 7 million or so different fields of data across all their different platforms and all their different software packages.
yeah.
So, if you take a sampling from like 7,000 or so and you tell the AI, this is PCI, this is not, this is PCI, this is not. Then when you take all 7 million and run it through, they're like, is it PCI or not? And it says, well, based on what we've done before, I would say that this one is probably PCI. And it's not even looking what's in it. It's looking at the name of the field and the table it came from. So it's
Okay.
looking really outside of it. So it's not looking
Yeah.
at Aaron C. That's not
Yeah. It's
what it
more
says.
meta.
It sees customer name. Oh yeah, that's going to be PCI. Uh,
Yeah.
who's this? Who's this? What are you doing
Oh,
here, man?
shit. We got a bandit. What's up?
Yeah, leave that back door open.
What's up, Pops?
Well, I didn't let myself in. I just jumped in the backstage, and if RJ wanted me to come in and say hi, he let me in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just barge in because I know.
Sorry.
I see him walking around on the back porch, and I open the door and let him in there.
I did want to say hi to Aaron. I ain't talked to you in a while. It's always good to see you.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Welcome. Come over here to the dark side and hang out with us.
Come over to the dark side.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I want to shout out Everly. What's up, Everly? Thanks for coming up, man.
Hey.
I love it. He hangs out all the time. Thanks for being in my chat. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good to see you, Pops. I see that the Roku stuff is going on, right?
We're still working on funding, man. It's it costs money. It costs money.
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it happen, but we have
I
a
got
business plan in
questions
place.
about that, but not for here.
Say again?
I've got questions about that too, but I don't want to ask him here because then we'll derail the whole conversation.
Yeah, I asked you about your stuff first anyway. What's up, Aaron? That's why I'm
What
here.
is up?
What you got going on?
So all right, so I guess what I'm doing right now on this show, as well as for like probably the next month, is I will be I'll be promoting the last of my reserves on Fund My Comic. It's like 8 of them left, and then I'm also promoting my sign up page for issue 2. So if you bought issue 1 or you're interested in issue 1, but you're gonna wait for to get both of them together, give me a sign up right now. Once I get to 100, I will go into full gear, launching and promoting and all that other stuff. So what's up, Grey Wolf?
In fact, I can reach into the box and pull them all out right now. They're behind me.
Seriously, like I'm down to the last of my stock. So, and I don't plan on putting out anymore. So the ones that I'm selling now, like these are from the first campaign with all of the added stretch goal stuff, which is like 8 chibis, a magnet, an ad card, all that stuff. I won't be doing for the second campaign. So if you want that stuff, all the little cool ass chibis, go buy it right now. So otherwise, I've got campaign 2 coming out for issue 2, and I'm gonna mix it up this time. I'm not gonna lean into cards and posters and stuff like that. I'm gonna kind of chill down a little bit, and I think I'm gonna concentrate more on. I would like to make the story more affordable, so I'm thinking of cutting it down into 2 and selling them as floppies. So you'll get this cut into 2 books, sold as 2 floppies, and I'm don't quote me on it yet, but I would like to get it down to like $5. So $5 floppies is kind of like the mantra that I'm trying to build, and people, so then you can catch up. You know, there'll be like 24-page books or whatever that is, and for $5 is the goal. You know, I'm not, you know, my margin will basically be like 20 cents a book or something like
Yeah.
that. So, but
Yeah.
that's not the point. The point is to get people caught
Get
up,
them in their
and
hand.
who's like on the fence or whatever can just buy it and know. And then I will be selling the perfect bound as well, and I will have variant covers. So I have a variant cover for this by Corey Barton. I don't know if you saw it around Twitter. It was that hot blue girl that's in this, the Empress. And then I also have a variant cover for issue 2 done by Jimmy Reyes. So,
Nice.
and that one's like this big monster ogre kind of stuff. So I wish that Indiegogo would let me show more, you know, images and stuff, but I don't have a lot up there yet. But
Yeah.
I will be adding more stuff and including a new trailer. So if you're interested, if you bought it before, you're interested in the next one. Maybe you didn't buy it before and you are interested in the next one. Sign up. Give me a sign up and let me know that you like it. So
Everything,
my sales pitch.
everything in this box is a floppy. Like, everything in this box.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, in the spirit of, you know, every comic is somebody's first comic.
Yes.
They're called floppies because they're thin and they're
And they
floppy.
flop.
Yeah. So for this one, just to be a little bit more clear, this is 80-pound glossy paper with a perfect bound. So it's that like rigid bound and or the rigid binding. And then on a floppy, it's saddle stitched. So it'll be 24 or 12, what is it, 12 pages folded in half and stitched down the middle. And the paper won't be as thick because you can't do, it's really hard to do 80-pound saddle stitch. So the pages will be a little thinner, but you'll get 24 pages of story. So that's good.
Evidently, I'm old enough to remember when floppy disks were actually floppy
disks.
and not hard 3.5-inch disks. Or like, we call these floppies, but they don't flop anymore.
Yeah, you remember all the video games and movies that like everything hinged on a floppy disk?
Yes.
They had like,
Oh.
I don't know, 16K, memory or something.
I can remember when the only people that had computers was the government and hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I used to have
Before
a
we
sign
were
hanging up
fucking-
in. I used to have a sign hanging up in my cubicle because I'm IT. It was some guy who was famous only for making this one statement. He was an analyst in the 50s, and his prediction was that computers were going to get so much bigger and so much more expensive that eventually there'll only be like 5 of them.
What? Huh.
Nothing
So
like seeing it completely the opposite of how it's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Well, here's the thing: is like, people expected that. So there was a hotel. I want to say this was in the 80s. It might have been the 70s, but definitely the 80s. And their big campaign push was that they were going to have computerized reservations, and they went to IBM to get this done. So we need a computerized reservation system, and they were going to unveil it to the public and everything. So IBM shows up the night before to install it, and they're like, "Where's it at?" They're like, "It's right here. It's this this black box." We're going to hook up. Like, no, we've advertised this. People are going to. So IBM and construction agents spent the night building a facade with spinning tapes and blinking lights, just like the Batcave. So it's like,
Are you serious? Wow.
And put the black box behind it.
Yeah. That, whoever thought of that understands propaganda. That's great.
Yes. You had
like,
to have
no, this is what you're used to.
Computer.
Yeah. That's so funny. Good for them. I bet they got a raise for that too.
Oh, probably. So how did the sales, how did the response to Immortal Rising 1 meet up with your expectations? I mean, you made a second one, so.
Actually, I'm very pleased with what happened. So I budgeted everything. I planned everything out. This is what I love about you, RJ, is that, you're a man who understands statistics and data and all that stuff. So, so what I did was I budgeted everything out for 100 sales. I was like, okay, 100 backers. This is what I'll need to do for this and that and that. I surpassed 100, not by a whole lot, but I think I got like around 120, at least on Indiegogo. And then I also had some, like, like friends and family, or even like coworkers and stuff. So yeah, I was handing them out and stuff like that. But yeah, I hit my goal and surpassed it. I was pretty happy, because as soon as I got like 100 signups, I'm like, okay, I need to start selling right now, because I wanted momentum for myself. I had to say, I need to keep the energy going. So that's what I did. And luckily, at the very last minute, Chris Fisk helped me out on my graphic design on my page and all that stuff, because I'm like, I am not a graphics guy, and I put together some stuff that was so bad. It was pretty bad, and I was
Yeah, I know all
embarrassed
about
looking at
bad
it for myself.
graphics, trust me.
So then I was like, I took some snapshots and I sent it to Chris. I was like, Chris, please, can you help me out? He's like, yes, I will help you out. And then we worked together, and he came up with that great that great funding page. So thank you, Chris Fisk. Shout out to Infinitel. So oh yeah, Wayne
Yes.
Klingman. Wait a minute, Wayne Klingman onward.
That's Mr.
Wayne, are
B.
you a bear? Do we have another bear in the chat?
Wayne
That's all
Klingman
right.
is
I know you guys don't know what bears are, but Everly does. What's up? Fisk's laugh cracks me up. Yes, Fisk. And actually, in my household, he is known as the Chris who laughs. So I have another Chris friend who comes over for D&D like every week, and I would say he's Black Chris, but he's basically the only Chris that is a close friend. So we used to have a white Chris, and now we just have Chris. But now he's Chris Fisk, the one who laughs on the internet. He's like, so who's that guy that's laughing like that?
So
Which
you
is
guys
funny.
actually work in
He
contact
reminds
with
me.
each other.
What's that?
You guys actually work in physical contact, or at least
No, I'm sorry. I
in
probably
person.
crammed through that little story. No, I have a friend, who comes over for D&D. No, Chris lives in like New Hampshire, and
Okay.
although we kind of hang out every now and again, off of the show. No, not physically, especially during COVID. Dude was in lockdown seriously because he has bad health and stuff. So yeah, that'd be cool though. I'd like to
Meet
hang
up at the
out.
con.
He's over 6 foot, I hear, so that's good. I trust him.
So the concept of Immortal Rising was I've not seen anything like it, because when the first books came out, I was like, okay, so what's this really about? And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, so you got a medieval world ruled by Dracula and undead lords
yeah.
fighting off an alien invasion. I'm like, those that's like peanut butter and
Yes.
sardines.
Yes, I completely understand that, and I heard that a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but I did hear that a few times in some of the reviews. Is like there's a lot going on, and I did hear some nice reviews where it's like, well, it is the first act of a story. Like the reviewer could tell that and that's the way I did it. I did 3 acts, and I just broke them into books. And I think that if I were to do it again, I would have slowed everything down and kind of paced it a little bit better. But when like you don't realize that you're going to be doing this for years and years and years, and that it helps to just kind of do it in chunks, like smaller chunks, I was like, I got to get my story out. So that's kind of the way that I paced that. And some people actually liked it, and some people were like, whoa, that's a lot going on. So yeah, in the second one, we do slow down. It's the second act. And we get to kind of chew on the characters and all that stuff. I will say that although the plot is kind of quick, which was intentional, but it might have come off a little too fast for some people. I will say that everybody loves the different, like the writing of the characters. So and that will continue. Like my writing of characters isn't going to get worse. So, but my plotting will get the pacing and all that will get improved and all that stuff. So I just want to get through this story, this introduction story. So and I want to say everything that I mentioned in the first one, although it may sound superfluous fantasy talk, I basically hit everything that every noun that's brought up it is visited and talked about at least a little bit. So it's an ongoing series, so I can't hit everything and solve all the questions, but I think I do a good job. So
Yeah. Well, introducing it through context is so much better than having some sort of a glossary.
Yeah.
Well, I felt bad about all of the dialogue balloons. I was like, damn, but at the same time, I was like, so, I wanted to cut everything that wasn't important to the setting in some way. So I did, as far as as far as I feel. And then the stuff that will come up later is in that first issue. And you may not see it until like, second or third, but those names will come up later. So it will matter. And in the
This is
long
what it
run,
reminded me of.
oh
This,
yeah, what is this?
this is a DC Comics used to do a line of books called Beowulf. And here it's sword and sorcery and horseback and chicks in chainmail and this cover with the UFO. I'm like, this is the Immortal Rising setting in a nutshell that we've got
Yeah.
going on here. Ironically enough,
So, Derek,
there's another cover where
sorry. Real, sir.
uh, where it's Beowulf meets Dracula. So I was like, oh
I did not rip that off. I swear, I did. I was
no,
not. that
never
that
meant to
cover is
imply
wild.
anything such as that. But yeah, just
I love it.
I'm probably the only person in the world who actually liked watching cowboys and aliens. So
Hmm. Yeah,
I,
I don't know. I never did see it, so I'm not
I
sure.
liked it. I thought it was hilarious. But then I only watch movies that I think are going to be funny. Even if I
Yeah.
have to supply my own humor, like most horror movies, I crack up. I think they're hilarious.
Yeah,
But that's a holdover from my teenage years when my friends and I used to all go to the theater to watch the scary movie, and we'd all
yeah.
try to outcool each other by being funny and cracking jokes instead of
Yeah.
getting a jump scare, right?
It's
It's
not
like,
that scary.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we all,
yeah, we
and
can handle
now
it.
it's like I watch horror movies and it's just fun. It's funny.
yeah.
I'm having a good time. But I think sometimes I annoy Brian on the horror movie club because he'd be like, "Pops, what'd you think?" I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, my family is pretty bad. We'll watch something, anything, and we constantly. I love the streaming stuff because like we'll just pause it, and it'll turn into a 20-minute conversation. Either between me and my woman, or me and the kids, or whatever. Like just the family just talking about whatever was on the screen, and so I can't imagine what it's like for people who are like, I'm trying to watch this, but it's
Dude,
always a good conversation. So it's like you got to
love
stop and
it.
do those.
I watch stuff to be entertained, usually to laugh.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I'm trying to have a good time, right? So even if I'm watching a horror movie, I'm trying to have a good time. It's fun. I like finding the humor, especially in places where other people aren't looking.
Yeah, right.
Makes sense. So where's the
Oh, there we
humor in
go.
this? Come on, tell
The
me.
humor in this. The humor in this, I don't know. The folly of a
Well,
novice at life.
Goblin's Gone Wild. You're already
So
dropping humor
what
lines right there.
one one of the things about this book is the low level. So it's two stories in one. You've got the low level group. If you've ever played a role playing game, you have low level group, and then you've got the god level group, right? Well, the low level group is the main story this time around, and you get to see them being I guess immature. You get to see them being inexperienced. You just see them not knowing how to deal with emergencies and disaster and basically the shock of the world, right? It's a man versus environment kind of story, at least at the beginning. And it's over the course of the story, you kind of see these five strangers figure out what the hell is going on, not only on the outside, but also within their group. Like, how do these complete different strangers, like they're not only different in like race or whatever, but they're also different in their caste system. So it's like, how do they find a way to work together to overcome the adversaries that they're presented with? And that's the intro basically to Immortal Rising. Is that story of sudden emergency? How do we come together to work against a greater evil? and become a team. So yeah. It's the anniversary of the release of Dragonlance. Whoa, thank you. I thought you ought to
If you're
know.
talking about the books, the Weiss and Hickman books, those were fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quick plug for something that's not funding, but is like a real series of books.
Yeah.
All as in already realized, not like crowdfunding books aren't real.
It's real. Yeah.
A real book. So it's a big series of big books. My friend David Peterson has a book series called Angst, and it's a midlife crisis in medieval times, and it reads very much like the Weiss and Hickman Dragonlance. If you like Dragonlance, you will like the Angst series. Drowning in angst, burning with angst.
Dang. Okay.
He's just this 45-year-old guy who had always dreamed of becoming a hero, and then he's 45 now, and his back aches when he gets up in the morning, and he just goes about his daily routine at the castle.
I don't know what that's
and
like.
Yeah, and then a bar fight breaks out, and the bar fight stops, and everyone turns around, and drunken angst has taken up the giant sword that was standing there, that was part of a statue, and is holding it, and no one could ever move it before. And that's the calling. And now it's like, oh, you're the guy who's got to go solve the big problem. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm too tired to go solve this problem.
Yeah.
And angst is just his name.
Yeah. What is that like? The call to adventure, right?
The call to adventure. And
that was not the intent on the story title, The Calling Part 1.
No.
For Immortal Rising, The Calling Part 1 is the act, if anybody read it, is the act of the demiurge Locutus calling a lot of his creations to Terra to protect him from the alien invasion. Which is totally in context if you've read the book. Otherwise, I probably sound like a crazy person. But here we are.
No, it's just I'm curious how you came up with the name Locutus, because in sci-fi forums, obviously that's everyone's going to picture Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So in traditional, all right, this Immortal Rising brand and all that stuff is built off of the campaign setting for my D&D table. Yeah, I'm that guy who wrote a story about his D&D game. It's I don't know, since I was 12 or 13 or whenever the first original idea started, and throughout the whole time we're playing, me, the other players, and all that stuff, we're given nods and tip of the hats to all of our influences. Like for instance, one of the main characters, Muhammad bin Fadlan, is named after, although is not structured after, it's not characterized after, but is named after the Arab in 13th Warrior, right? Because the guy that played that character really loved that movie, maybe even the book. I don't know if you read the book, but yeah, so that's why his name is Muhammad bin Fadlan, so, or for instance, the last name Highwind is a reference to Final Fantasy, because Highwind is a Final Fantasy name, right? So in our world, that was the last name of at least, I want to say just the two characters. I don't think they had any kids, so spoilers. Anyway, yeah, so we constantly were pulling from here and there, and some things I had to change here, little ones, but I think that the actual fans of those respective fandoms, or those respective IPs will be like, ha, that's what that is, so yeah. Anyways,
John's right. Corey's asking the important questions here. Are there more boobs in the book? I mean, babes in the book. Sorry, just pronounce that vowel.
That's a great question. In the second book, there is not as many boobs. I'm gonna just have to lay it out there. It's not.
Killing the series early on, man. That's just
yeah, F in the chat. But I will say this, so all of that was originally created before I even jumped into the indie comic scene. So kind of knowing what the market wants, what I can do with the story to do all that stuff. I will be including more, sexy women later on, because I know, I know men like Corey. Corey's gonna love some women in it. So, and I'm gonna have to have him come back and draw me some more.
The thing is, Corey's perfectly capable of drawing some of the best boobs in the business.
I know.
So he can always make his own.
I messed up. I don't have his cover, his variant cover that I have. So for issue 2 campaign, excuse me, or I mean, so for the second campaign, issue 1, I have a variant cover done by Corey Barton, which is damn it, I don't have it in my folder. So I apologize, Corey, but I will remedy that as soon as I can.
Send that to him, Corey. So he's got it in his folder. Send that to him.
Yeah, I do have a folder. And actually, if I can, let me try sharing.
Share whatever you want. I mean, I got 2 pictures here off of the sign-up sheet here. And folks, like I said in the chat, put your wallets away. All we need you to do is just click the
Just
button
sign up.
and put your email address in.
Yep. Yeah, just let me know that you're interested, because this is it's important to go further with this campaign. Like if I don't get 100 signups, then this don't see print. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, so here's some of the Jose. All right, so a bit of a convoluted backstory. I had the first issue done by a different artist in the Philippines, other than Jose, right? He lives in Mexico City. Anyways, different artist, had all done. Then I met Jose, and he did the God story. I saw him. I was like, wow, I love it. Will you do this? And he said yes. I lost contact with the original artist, and Jose's work was way better. Sorry, but it was. And so I was like, listen, I can't sell this with the discrepancy in quality. Will you please redo issue 1 for me? And that's what the first campaign was Jose Garcia's version of issue 1. But before he did issue 1, he did issue 2. And this was like his style a couple of years ago. So this issue has been sitting on the shelf for a while. Well, then issue 1, you can tell his style had upgraded, his skill had upgraded. He was like, hey, I'm going to go back. I'm going to edit everything and redo, upgrade all of his art. I was like, yes, please do that. I think everybody would enjoy it. I think in one of the DMs, he's like, man, looking at some of this older stuff is a little embarrassing. I was like, I didn't think so. I was ready to sell it. But since he had improved so much, he probably felt that way. But anyways, so just wanted to show you. So in issue 1, I know this is a little graphic. In issue 1, we met the party, and we kind of got the circumstances, we got the setting and all that stuff. And then in issue 2, we slow down a little bit, but I do keep the action. We get to see the effects of this invading empire, and basically they send different skirmish groups of like goblins and monsters and shit on the world. And our party that we just met in issue 1 comes upon one of these what am I trying to say? One of these empire troops, these goblin troops, right? And they're just ripping up a city, or I should say a village. So and then we kind of go through. So all this stuff was updated from the original, and I love it to death because all the little fire effects. There we go. So this reminds me of the Jimmy Reyes cover that he did for me. It'll be that ogre with some goblins around, but the ogre is much more in the foreground. It's gonna be badass. I can't wait. I wish I had it in this damn folder. I will make that folder, promo folder. Note to self. All right. Anyways, and you can see a little bit more. Most of this, I'd say a good half of the story will be them encountering this, this goblin force, this Bamonite evil empire kind of force, and unexpectedly they're like, oh shit, what's this? And so they kind of rush into things and have to solve all this violence and emergency, without having really worked together before. So, and we get to see the effects of all of that,
Sort of like the Justice League in the New 52.
I don't know. I didn't read that one.
Okay. Never mind. Rewind.
But basically, I mean, look at that, dude. I didn't want to show that, but I have to. It's so gorgeous. Some of the stuff is so great. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Whoa.
There's just so much energy and explosion happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I can't. I'm gonna stop. I'll show everything. I'll be like, hey guys, let me just read you the story. So I won't do that. But if any of that look great, sign up right now. It'd be super helpful, and just to let me know that people are interested.
So you said something that that Jose had drawn issue 2 before issue 1. That
Yeah.
means that other than the edits he's putting on it, issue 2 is done.
Yes, and not only did he do the edits, like upgraded the art, he's changed a few things to make the story a little bit more cohesive. I because I went back, I rewrote it, I cut a whole bunch of dialogue because I've improved as a writer. So I cut a lot out, simplified a lot of shit, and then changed a few things to improve what I had there to make it work a little bit better and make it more interesting, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think right now he's just doing the dialogue. Like he's done a lot of all that stuff. He did say that he had his in-laws coming to town unexpectedly, so he was kind of harangued for like a week, but he works super fast anyways. So I'm
The in-laws
I'm
show
not
up
like pressed for
"Are you
time.
still making comic books?"
Yeah.
You got a real job yet?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, really what we're waiting on is for 100 signups. And then while I'm promoting and all that stuff, I will be working on, I'm going to try to learn some graphic stuff so that I don't have to lean on other people so much. And yeah, he'll be doing the dialogue and we'll be fleshing out all the final edits and everything. I would say over the next few months. So I just want to make sure that the product is done. Oh, wait, I don't want to say product. I want to make sure that the art is done by, I want to say June. And then I would love to launch before the summer, but the latest I'd like to launch, in June. So I don't know. I'm not putting a solid date on anything. We'll see. Artists and art and how to make shit.
Oh yeah.
You get it.
Guys, I'm
So
gonna dip
one of
out
the things I
real
find.
quick.
What's up?
Go, Pop.
Let a dog out. You can hear it. You can hear it. I will talk to you later, Aaron. Good luck. Obviously.
Oh, right on.
Get with me. We'll get you on a couple of the shows. We'll get you on Docs or somebody's show on the network. RJ.
Yes.
You know what's up.
I'll be there. I'll be there soon. I'm waiting on a box of books to show up because I've got Pops. Yeah,
We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Just.
You have no idea what we're doing. No idea what we're doing. But I'll tell you this: it's filling a gaping hole in the industry.
I'm just saying. Yeah. But get with me tomorrow, RJ, when you got a little bit of time, so we can bump heads a little bit and talk about a few things.
I'll hit you.
Right on. Some business.
Well, yeah. Dedicated.
There we go.
Critical blast, dog. Y'all peace out.
Later on, Pops.
So Aaron, the thing, one of the things that I think about, because this is what I do when writers create this world setting for me, and then I'm like, okay, this is the world I'm in, and I'm following the plot. But what if, and why that?
Yeah.
So you've got these characters who have teamed up to fight against the aliens who have invaded this world.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: this world is ruled over by Dracula.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there's opportunity here for like at least some of them to say, you know what, it might not be bad.
Let's work together. Well, so technically it's ruled over by Dracula's lords. Dracula was defeated a few years before it starts, and actually I have a one-shot wrote up for that that I'll be publishing after these three books are done. I'll have I think it's like 20 or so pages, so it'll be a nice small or shorter story, and it describes or shows the battle of Dracula and how he's defeated and all that stuff. So, and I really think people will like it. We have a different spin on Dracula and stuff like that. So, people who enjoy it will like that even more. Trust me. What's that?
But I'm thinking, one or two of the five might be sitting there thinking, they're aliens. They may just want to enslave us.
They're making a good deal. Well, that too. Yeah. Yep. All of that will play out slowly over the story, because first we deal with the team coming together, and trying to Richter, real name Ira. Yeah.
There are a lot of
Stop
in
it,
jokes
Ira.
happening here.
Sorry, it's a couple. Well, Richter Belmont is from Castlevania, so and he's basically like the baddest of the Belmonts. And then yeah, the Ira joke's a little bit more of an inside joke. But I will say this, you know what's funny is there is a Richter character that came out that I created before I ever saw it in Castlevania. And it really fucking sucks that everybody knows Richter Belmont. God dang it. Oh, I did not rip it off. That's not an homage. I did that.
And it's an
So
unusual enough name that, you know,
it
I
means,
thought you were
well, I
great.
think I read it in a German dictionary I had from the 50s. It said it means like justify or justified. So that's why I named it. I named my character that. I was like, oh, that's fucking badass. And yeah, turns out I was just trying to. Yeah. Oh, the vampires. It's
Yeah.
okay. It's
There
okay if
was
you don't get that one.
a different Aaron, Wolfsbane, put
Mm.
up a video this week from YouTube. Some guy trying to do a vampire bit, and he flubbed his line really, really badly because he was like, you know, like, "Oh, I'm a vampire. Come visit me on Halloween. I will suck your," and he didn't say blood. Uh,
Oh God.
and then he caught himself. I mean, blood. I will suck your blood. Oh
I'm in
crap!
blood. No, I do not need to fill
And
up on
apparently, it must
semen.
have been live because he didn't edit it.
Oh, yikes. Poor guy.
It was
Maybe
on
next
his.
time. Maybe he
Yes.
meant it. How about that?
Yeah.
He's
He's
like,
trying to tell
huh?
us something, Rick.
Unless I mean no, unless you mean it, unless you mean yes. God dang it, little gay guys.
Well, the the one thing about sign up pages is that once you've signed up, it doesn't tell you how many other people have signed up. Um,
Right. Yeah, I
and,
think
and if you're having a problem,
I'm sitting on like 16 right now, and I
oh,
need a lot more. So
bump that up.
please come in and sign up. I mean, I just made the sign up page not long ago. I've only been on a couple of shows to promote it, so 16 is not bad on like 2 shows. So I'm not gonna bitch too hard. But yeah,
So
I'm just out here saying, letting everybody know this is new badass Jose Garcia art. This is going to be more to the story. This gets more into the characters, less big meta plot, and much more focused on the group itself. And even not just the low, but also the high level. We kind of mix it up with them. We see their world a little bit more, the gods, and what what they're kind of afraid of. Like, what is it that is most present, prescient for them, and that will lead into the third one, which is going to be. I think it's just going to be one big ass battle for everybody, so it should be really badass all the way around. But the second one itself is a badass. We get to see them, like I said, these strangers trying to figure out how to work together. They don't know what the hell they're doing. All of them are all basically first level. They're all strangers. They're all from different, some of them for different worlds, So there's a lot to overcome there, and we get to see what that looks like. I mean, I think it's fun,
you have
and it looks gorgeous.
it
You see
does.
all that fire.
Uh, do you have elements in your story where you have reverberations from one story happening in the other and no explanation? Just the reader knows, oh, that's happening because this happened. Um,
Right, like
for
subtext and
instance,
shit.
like when Thor used to fight some frost giants in the Thor comics, uh, that same month, Spider-Man swinging through Queens, he's like, "It's snowing. What the fuck?" Uh, no explanation.
Yeah, I would say over time you will see stuff like that. Definitely. Not only do the two different, like the gods and the first level, kind of bleed over every now and again, but over time, as I get into other stories and even potentially other character groups and stuff like that, you will definitely see all of that. Yep.
All
It's
right.
like I have this planned out for this arc is 3, and then with this group, I think I want to try to chop it down into fewer pages, make it more accessible, that kind of stuff. So the writing and all that stuff will be changing after this this 3-part arc, and I want it to be more contained, not necessarily so spread out over so many things. But not only that, but like multiple perspectives are happening in this. So if this takes off, and I get enough backers and stuff, I'll start creating other stories within the setting. So that all exists. Believe me, this is such a lived in world that's not a problem. I could sit here and make up so many stories that we did, that like I have reference for. But
Go
yeah,
back to the old DM manuals and say, okay,
it's down the line. So
if you were true DM, then you know that there's a point in some of these stories where some of these characters die.
yes, not everybody makes it. Which I did get a complaint about that. They said, "Oh, you shouldn't have killed off that character." I mean, I'm not
But he
saying
died.
you're wrong. I will say that you're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, but if it was spread out and this was like 3 or 4 issues, you'd have been like, "Oh my gosh," yeah. It just felt a little fast because everything is so sudden for everybody. So, yeah, it's a bit of a culture shock, but it'll pan out.
Alien
And you'll
invasions
see.
don't happen over time. They're there.
Yeah.
Fight.
What's funny is I was talking with some of the players who were there, that were a part of the story, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the way it felt when we went through it." It was like, "Holy shit, what's going on?" So there's a bit of that in the story, just because
Yeah,
that's the way it
and
happened.
when characters die, they don't always die heroically. Some of them die because they did something stupid.
Yeah, exactly,
The
exactly.
DM's
Some
like, "Are
people
you sure
just
you want to
don't.
do that?"
And not everybody comes back, like not everybody has a further, it's like, oh, or like for instance, like we talked about Dragonlance a minute ago. It's like, yeah, Sturm just died. Spoilers, there's nothing else to him. He was remembered in the 3rd book, but after that, I don't know. Does he ever get mentioned? I don't know. So I'll say not everybody makes it, and not everybody gets to come back for further stories. So
Have you ever seen the gazebo battle? The Battle of the Gazebo?
no, what's that about?
Apparently it's on Reddit or something. It's a DM conversation with the player, and the DM says
Oh gosh.
you enter a glade and there's a gazebo, and then the player says, I fire. Is it angry? And the DM's like, it's a gazebo. It's like, I fire my arrows at it. Okay, there are now arrows sticking out of the gazebo,
Out of
and
a
the guy has
fucking
no idea what a gazebo is.
gazebo.
So he's attacking it. And he's like, okay, finally, fine. I walk away, and the DM's pissed by now. He's like, it's too late. You woke up the wild gazebo, and it eats you. You're dead.
Gotcha, bitch. That's one of the funniest parts about DMing is when like the group comes up with a stupid plan and they spend a good hour or two just like hashing it out, and they just know it's gonna work, and they're just like, and then it's like, no, this is this simple thing that you didn't think of completely shuts down everything you just did. Or it'll be like something, some plot point happens that makes their plan completely dumb and worthless. It's like, I wish you guys had just not spent all this time on so for reference, there was this one group that we had. They were in this small village that was ruled by a baron that lived, out of town or whatever. And so they thought that they would be clever and they would change the ownership deeds in the town, the village, like library or whatever, like the record keeping place. I can't remember. And so they catch this in this intricate plan of how they're gonna break into this I don't know, the mayor's office or whatever it was, and they went in and they forged their names on this plot of land, and then the baron comes in and he's like, "What the fuck is going on? Who are these guys?" Like, the baron has full control of everything. Like, he knows he owns everything, right? Like, everything is feudal, so like he already knows that this is a complete forgery and a lie. The town's not big enough to pull something like that off, but I let them go through with it. I was like, you know what? You guys are so You're so convinced this is gonna work. I'm gonna let you run with it." And it was the dumbest thing ever. It got people killed. Like the Baron was a bad guy, so he hanged a couple people because of it. Because I'm an asshole DM. I am. Like people die.
You never trust a smiling dungeon master.
Yeah, never.
What
I agree.
I've told the story before, but this goes back to the roots of D&D when I was playing it in 1984, 83.
Nice. Look at you.
High school, and
Yeah.
and one of our players, James Koenig, wherever you are, sir, he was a cleric who didn't know he was a cleric. Yeah, play that sometime. Because a god had basically blessed him as a child and says, you invoke me and I will, bless you and whoever you're with.
Yeah. He is the
So
chosen one.
he was the chosen one of a
Yeah.
sort. He said, all you have to do is invoke my name. Well, you're telling a baby. The baby's not going to remember this. So whenever we would go and get into a battle and we'd be like overwhelmed, he would run around, covering his head going, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." And the god oh shit from on high would be healing people while he's invoking his name without knowing it. He's like, "Oh shit, oh
Oh,
shit."
oh shit. That's hilarious.
We thought it
What
was
are-
funny,
but-
but of course we were
what-
13. So,
Yeah, the game is kind of different when you're 13 compared to when you're, a little bit older.
yeah, you just like putting out maps and topography and putting figures out here, and there's like, and oh, if you've got a character that you built up over years and you do something stupid and he dies, tears can be shed.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, what's funny is actually currently I DM'd, I don't know, so I DM'd for like 2 years, this one long ass campaign, right? And then I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm gonna take a nice long break, and then so other people were DMing and stuff. Well, then we one of the DM got like a new job, his schedule changed, that kind of thing. And so I was like, all right, I'll do I'll fill in. And so for a few months I filled in. We got these characters to like 8th or 9th level, and they all wiped. They all got the big old total party kill, TPK. And so now the DM that had to take a break or whatever is back, and he's like, "Man, we spent like 3 or 4 months building those characters up. I'm going to try to figure out a way to bring us back." I was like, "I mean, you can if it works in story, if all the table is okay with it, I'm okay with it. But at the same time, all your asses died because you all became uncoordinated and nobody was using teamwork, or whatever it was, everybody made little mistakes over time that just in one." It got everybody killed, So
Escape from Valhalla. Of course, that
would you want to? I don't know.
it depends. I don't know. I'm thinking Rick and Morty now when they went through the loop of dying and going to Valhalla and coming back and dying and going to Valhalla and coming back.
Shit, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's in the new season. You've got to see it. It's
Okay.
hilarious. Oh,
Yeah,
you're a Rick and Morty fan?
I am. I actually have a little Rick stuffed doll or whatever, so that I have up somewhere.
Have you seen the court video on YouTube?
No, I've seen maybe 2, I don't know, maybe 3 seasons of Rick. It's been a while because like they were gone for.
This wasn't a season. This was
Okay.
This was an actual court document where this crackhead is arguing with the lawyer or arguing with the judge, and they took the transcript and they animated it and they put Morty in the judge's seat and Rick in the crackhead on the seat. Like, I don't want
Oh,
this lawyer.
geez, Rick.
Lawyer, attorney. Sir, you have the right to an attorney, but you don't have the right to pick your attorney. Oh, geez.
Oh, geez, Rick.
It was hilarious. And it was like, you could look up the transcripts, like, this actually happened. Here's a video of the judge and the guy actually talking.
That's got to be on YouTube, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Rick
I'll
and
find
Morty
that.
Crack trial.
Yeah,
It's
Crack
worth the 10
trial.
minutes of your life.
Where the fuck you were off in the middle of nowhere in YouTube when you found that, weren't you?
Yes, I was. I have no idea why it got recommended to me, but I followed some rabbit holes before.
Good.
Aaron, we've reached the top of the hour, and Nobody's had to spend any money. Hopefully, some people have put their names in. I know that Corey did, because he mentioned the fact that
Nice.
the Indiegogo's got a thing where the top box doesn't let you put your name in. So you got to go to the bottom of the page and put your name in there. Now, when I did it, my name was already in the top box, but yeah, it was grayed out. It wouldn't let me do anything. So I just said,
Yeah.
well, my name clicked, and it said, click, and you're in.
I do want to share this
Do. There it is.
before we go. Where are you at? There it is. Okay, so I just wanted to share this a little bit. If anybody is interested, so like I was saying before, this is the last time that I'm going to offer this as a package. So you get the book, you get the magnet, you get the ad card, you get 8 chibi stickers of all of the main characters, and or 7. Is it 7? Maybe it's 7. Anyways,
7 and then the magnet.
thank you. So that, like, I don't plan on selling that again, except for maybe at cons. So if you want that, you got to buy it now, and that's at the $25 plus shipping. So,
Yep. And that's the second link below the video.
right, which is really nice. Just getting that extra stuff is pretty cool. I mean, regularly, I think on the original IGG campaign, just the book was 20. So, all the extra
Stickers
stuff
are pretty
is
big.
nice. And everybody loves the chibis. So, get yourself some of those chibis. And of course, everybody loves the magnets. Everybody's collecting magnets. I think I've got mine on my schedule board up there. So, yeah.
You put magnets on something like your laptop. Your laptop dies, you throw your laptop out, you don't peel the stickers off. Your refrigerator dies, you keep your magnets.
Yeah. Yeah. You still get your magnets. So, and actually, so I had a this, I don't think it's on this one, but I had a video done by Animane. I don't know if you know who that is, but Animane has been trying to get into like making trailers and stuff like that for comics and books and whatnot. We are working together. I think he did one for, I think, T Bunny for his campaign. He did one for Frost Comics, I believe. So I'm working together with him, and I got to write out the script, but I'm going to do a trailer that kind of talks about what happened in issue 1 and then teases issue 2. So that is also in the works. So this is not a stagnant project. And get out here and sign up. You say, everyone loves the magnets. Frankly, that's what the people tell me. Zoolander. Wait, that's Trump, isn't it?
Everyone
Trump
loves
talks like
the
that.
magnets. Frankly, that's
Everybody loves the magnets. That's what they tell me. I don't know. Shit.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful magnets. They're the best magnets. They stick
Yeah.
so hard.
I was told these are the best magnets that have ever been made.
And people come up to me and they say, Trump, the magnets, they're so wonderful.
Yeah. Where did you get these magnets from? And I tell them, I got them on the Immortal Rising campaign.
From some people, not many.
Yeah. The people who know said that it's great.
Yes.
So anyways,
right.
Yes.
Aaron, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us tonight.
Thanks
about
for
the
having me
project
on.
and about D&D and about comics in general. It's been a blast, which is what we aim for.
Yes, critical blast.
So glad to do it. Folks in the chat, thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you have signed up for the campaign, just so that you get notified when it's live, and then you can go in and throw money.
I will be. So those who backed, I have not sent out an email to all my backers to let them know that sign up 2 is up. So this is all kind of like, perhaps fresh people. And I will be sending out that email. If you did back campaign 1, I'll be sending that email out to you soon, hopefully. As things kind of pick up, you will definitely receive it. So,
all right, we are out. Thank you guys, and until next time, as always, while you're here, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.